Hi St. Pius, it's Mrs. Timothy. I have my pineapple hat on and my pineapple shirt because it brightens my day on this awfully rainy day. It's all right. There'll be sunny days ahead, right? We're on activity number 12 today. And this is going to be something that I would say is for all ages. Just be careful about the items that you selected to trace. That was one of the, in the supply list, I asked you to pick items to trace. And what I'm going to start with are tools, because people like to draw tools. I like to draw tools. And perhaps you guys don't know exactly how to draw a tool just by looking at it and trying to draw it by looking at the tool and drawing it on your piece of paper. These are simple shapes, but tracing, another thing we're going to try to do today is throw away the idea that tracing is like cheating. It's not cheating. It's just a way of getting to learn the idea of a shape. All right. So I got my tools laid out on a piece of paper here. I have a hammer. I have this wrench, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a flathead screwdriver. I also have my tape measure, which doesn't fit on this piece of paper. I just put it on another piece of paper. But I think these are good things to start to trace. Do the outline of, and perhaps make something out of your traced items. Because there is a difference between saying, after you've traced something, I'm shortening up my hammer because the hammer length goes off my paper. There's a difference between saying, I just drew a hammer. I didn't draw the hammer. I traced the hammer, right? I used the hammer to help me draw it. I traced the hammer. There's a difference between saying that and tracing all the elements out and then using them to finish your drawing. Because now you can set the hammer aside and start adding lines to your hammer to help identify the parts of it. And maybe even you can write and add color or designs to your items that aren't necessarily there in real life. Of course, in art, you can do whatever you want with your piece of artwork, right? So if you were to take these tools and outline them all, and I just hit my finger on one of the outlines, it didn't work. Having a fat marker doesn't necessarily work either to get into these little spaces in between. I could not get inside there with my fat marker. But if you're using a pencil, you could do that. All right. So you can lay these out. You can make them a sign. You can make a sign that says mom's tools or dad's tools. In my house, most of the tools are mom's tools, but because I love tools. But you can make a sign for your mom or dad or for your own workbench. If you have seen people have workbenches where they can hang their tools up on the wall, and they will hang their tool up and outline the tool so they know exactly what tool is supposed to be hanging there. That's another way to use your tracing idea to put some artwork on your wall. Okay. I have another idea with the hammer, but first I'm just going to go through a few other items that you could trace, because a lot of people like to draw scissors. Just once in a while, you need to draw a pair of scissors. Put them down. Instead of drawing them, trace them. And you get an idea of a pair of scissors, right? Now you could be saying to yourself, Mrs. Timothy, why in the world would I draw a pair of scissors? Okay, sometimes you have to draw a pair of scissors, right? And this might be like, okay, I traced a pair of scissors. That's kind of boring. But if you take your pair of scissors, maybe now you're going to take your pair of scissors and draw them, trace them a couple times, and start overlapping the same tracing, overlapping itself. And we do this a couple times, it starts to get more interesting. So now you're using a tracing of the scissors to actually design your drawings. See, you're not just tracing scissors, you are making a pattern, a design. And if you can imagine, and I hope one of you maybe will try this, tracing the scissors or an object over and over like this and overlapping them. If you can imagine making them different colors, it would be like a rainbow of scissors, okay? You could do that with scissors, stapler, you could trace a stapler, tape. These are just found objects around your house, okay? And then there's one other thing I want to show you to do with your trace objects. Another idea. So we're going to use this hammer again. I'm going to start with the hammer. I've turned my paper landscape wise because I want to show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to start with my hammer. I'm going to trace it. All right. Remember, my hammer goes off the page, so I'm not going to let it go off the page. I'm going to end it. I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to turn it a little. This is just like doing the scissors over and over again, but I am not putting them side by side. I am turning the hammer. And some of you might get this idea already. I'm going to turn the hammer again. I'm pretty much making sure that the handle of the hammer keeps lining up with the handle where it hits at the bottom of my page here. Okay. I'm going to turn that hammer a little bit more. And if you haven't already gotten the idea, it's actually me trying to draw the hammer in motion. All right, like it's going down, 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 and then it hits the nail, right? You draw a little bit of a nail there. Maybe it looks like a little rectangle going into a piece of wood. So that way, that is another idea of using something, a traced item, to design a drawing that makes it look like action. What do you think about that? That is my lesson for today. Oh, wait, I had one more. To take, let's use a soap container, right? Trace your soap container, right? And then make your own idea of a soap container. Wash your hands. It's just me being goofy, just finding things around the house to trace and to have fun with them. Have a great day, St. Pius. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be sunny tomorrow, all right? This makes me sunny though, all right? Bye, St. Pius.